So hello everyone. I'm just doing a live question and answer session. It's Sunday afternoon. I thought I'd do one. I've done one a few months back, so I thought, yeah, a lot of people have been asking me. So hopefully we'll just wait for a bunch of people to arrive, and then we'll get hopefully questions up and running. Let's just pull in Indeed, and I'll open my LinkedIn as well because probably there'll be questions around that from there. We've got 3 viewers. Wonderful. That's what I like to see. Wonderful. Good to hear, man. Master goalie. So, opening the floor early. If you got any questions before there's a few people on, if you got any questions, load it up. Oh, Claudia. Hello, hello. So, yeah, Claudia, you got any questions? Ask away, my friend. Because hopefully a bunch of people, like most streamers that are pretty much organized, will, premiere it, they'll advertise it, they'll send across some sort of, a mailer organizing it. As you know, I'm not very organized, so it's the case of just hoping people will show up, really. And yeah, if it, not many people show up, I'll probably just do some lead sourcing so people can see exactly how I source, which I may do now. And I may talk you through. So, what we'd look at, what sector should we look at? Let's look at healthcare. So let's look at nurses. Charge nurse priority. No, we don't want them. So there's a hell of a lot of nurses. And what is this rubbish? So nurse required for agency work. It's an agency, yeah, it is. So I'm going to go to page 300. Let's have a look. God, this agency's everywhere. Let me see if I can work out any of their clients. That'd be a good one. TTM Healthcare. So they seem to have a hell of a lot of jobs on. And I want to see if I can work out any of their clients, which is always good. Didsbury for a theatres practitioner. Now, chances are in the sort of healthcare industry, we'll be looking at a lot of NHS contracts. Where was it? Didsbury. Let's copy and paste that. Didbury in Cheshire. Didbury. Search exact location. No, it's only them come up. So I'm guessing it's a government sort of contract with them. I do want to start to show people how to obviously, how can I put it? Not steal clients, but work out whose clients are whose. So we might look at, I mean, I don't even know what a scrub nurse is. Is that for operations or nurse professional? Yeah, it works alongside thingy. So we're going to look at different sectors. So if anyone's got any questions, feel free to fire away, put it in the chat. So I feel like I've searched all LinkedIn profiles for residential care workers. And I've gone through Facebook as well. Where else can I find potential candidates? Good question. It depends on location. So give me any location, let's say Manchester, and for a residential care worker. So what I would do is, let's just say LinkedIn search or X-ray search. And what you want to look at with that is, let's go to X-ray search. And what you need to do is change the keyword so you feel like you've, touched on everyone. So if we say, oh God, Didsbury. If we say registered, what was it? Sorry, what was the job title? we won't search Birmingham, we'll search Manchester, just in case we give away the client. Residential, so let's just search care worker. Yeah, in Manchester. Because that's going to bring a different result. Now, Claudia, I know, not being rude, but you probably haven't messaged 10,000 people on here. And if we look at, I don't know, support worker. And we see, you know, a hell of a lot more results. And maybe if we look at care assistants. Care assistants. And we just open that up now. And that's is still a good yield. If you want to narrow down, like for example, a support worker search, you're not really going to message that many people. Support worker, and you want to search that either ONO, which means open to new opportunities. You can search that and it narrows it down. So these people are actually actively looking. So there's 200 of those. Or you can look at just type in, comma, open to new. So I would start off with these guys. For example, there's 1,000 people that are open to new opportunities that are in the Manchester area for that specific skill set. And that's, bear in mind, that's only one key word. So you want to look at what other sort of job titles there are around that sector. Have a look on there. Now that's if you want to do, let's say for example you've gone through everything on there and you've had a look at everyone. For example, you can obviously look at other job boards, so free job board postings. You can post the jobs on my website, which is Hunter.io. So have a look at posting the jobs on there, which is a free job board. And if you're in the UK, chances are you're going to probably get candidates. I know, the company you're in, Claudia, now have used the job board and they have received applications. Even though it's a language job board, you still get applicants for that. So it's a free resource, and I did make it. I picked a nice niche that I know about, but it's a free resource. I actually wanted people to, and surprisingly, not many people actually use it. But I know people that are using the job board are making placements from it. And it's just a shame that, people don't actually use it when it's an easy resource and it's free. Just click post the job and, just fill in the form like a normal job board. So there are other free job boards if you want to sort of get your application going. So you just fill in the form here like a normal thing and your job will go live. That's it. I'll get a notification and, I'll even feature your post if you want. So don't worry about that. So hopefully that answers your question, Claudia, with that. And yeah, hopefully you can, get X-ray searching, because there's no other way. There's no other way, or no better way to do it for free. It takes time, and yeah, I don't think it's anything, too difficult to do. It's just time consuming, really. So narrow it down. Make sure you search the open to new opportunities on that. So Bill, hello, how are you? Hi, Kadz. Do you have any advice on cold calling hiring managers, senior people to get the jobs? I understand you've given some ideas on calling HR. So this is a very old-fashioned technique that people used to call up hiring managers because they used to do the recruitment. And yeah, we recommend you, Kadz, do you recommend 100 leads a day at a minimum? Yes, 100%. We'll get to that one shortly. So with hiring managers, before there was, we took the shift into having human resources within companies, the hiring managers used to do the hiring. Now, they might still sign off on the offers. However, HR has become a position in the company that deals with all recruitment. So this advice about calling hiring managers usually leads two ways. Sorry, I don't deal with this. You have to call HR. Or I'll have a chat with you. That's fine. But after that, you're going to look at, you're going to have to go to HR anyway. So why on earth would people still be advising people to contact hiring managers? Hiring managers do not control budget most of the time. They don't usually sign off, and they don't do the sort of, they don't have time to look through CVs. It is the person's job of HR The most you're going to go to is HR director, senior level. If it's a relatively small company, chances are you go to the team leader, but she's going to go to the managing director. So why not go straight to the horse's mouth with that? So on an initial call, when you do call up, and just say, look, I need to speak to someone that manages recruiting for the residential care workers. Who do I speak to about that? And they'll tell you, hi, look, you need to speak to XYZ person, or you need to speak to, the Tooth Fairy, Mr. Brown, whatever. And that's probably the best way to do it and the best way to approach it. So IMTV, wonderful, good to have you on board. And I hope that answers your question, Nabil. Kadz, do you recommend we find 100 leads a day? Yes. So my method for the first 3 months of starting any recruitment agency, whether you're working within a business, what you want to look at with a recruitment company and winning business, the first 3 months you have to send 100 emails out through my method, which is the 2 to 8 rule. So you can watch the video. I'll pull it up now so I can link it in the chat. And what you want to do is send 100 emails, and chances are you'll get 2 to 8 replies. So 2 to 8 rule.
You can manage.
Oh God, an advert. So let's just link this. This is a good video to watch, and I did make it. I'm sure you've probably seen it, but have a look at that video and just watch that, and just see if that's any help. Because from what I see, the data that I gathered, pretty much in every industry, you email 100 people to the right contacts, like HR, not hiring managers, because they just delete it and say, I don't work with it. They will more than likely 2 or 8 people will come back. Now, that doesn't mean that they're going to all be clients. Some of them will be no, some of them will be, please take me off your mailing list. They're the sort of things you're going to look at. So, with regards to that, what I want you to obviously look at is 100 leads for the first 2 weeks. If you feel like, all right, I've done it for 5 days, I haven't even got any sort of reply, chances are you're doing something wrong, or you're not approaching the right type of companies. You can't go too big, you can't go too small. So there's a lot to it. Hopefully that video serves you well. And if you've got any questions, just grab my email. It's on my how can I put it? It's on my homepage on my channel. So I think if you go to my channel, there's an about us section where you can find my email here. So view email, and it's kadztheman@gmail.com. So I definitely do that. Have a look at trialing the method. So can I ask, how many emails are you currently sending now? I mean, when you get good at it, you might only send 60. You might not need to send 100, but because if I send 60, I'm going to get a client. That's the best way to approach it. That's the best way to go about it. And I don't think it's the case of, how can I put it? Oh, I just need to send 100. Don't get bogged down on the numbers. I'm just giving you a nice target to aim for. 100 a day is quite difficult in terms of emails to send. It's not really feasible for most people. It's like, great, I've got 100. I sent 100. I can relax now. I can send 250 in a day, or I've done it over the weekend. Next week I'm planning to send about 500. I would say I'm looking to probably get about 3 to 4 clients from that. So that just gives you an idea of what I'm aiming at. So that would be 100 a day, 3-4 clients. Industry will change and be specific on that. So yeah, I hope that helped. Hope that answered your question, my friend. Is it better to outreach other staffing companies to work with rather than targeting directly? Is it better to outreach other staffing companies to work for? Well, I don't get what you mean outreach. Outreach means you're going to go obviously contact people. So reaching out. Is it better to reach out to other staffing companies to work with rather than targeting directly? Can you rephrase the question, please? Because I don't really understand that, or I'm missing something. It's been a long evening for me. So I don't know if you're asking whether that's... I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, if you've got a question as well, just put it in the chat. I'll be happy to answer it from there. I'll probably do this for about an hour or so. So it's not the best time in Sunday night sort of thing, Sunday afternoon. So I guess the reason for asking about hiring managers is I've heard that they are the ones who can influence the process, get HR to work with you, whereas you face more pushback. Yeah, you're totally right actually with that. But the hiring manager has to convince. I mean, if you've seen my live cold call video, that was with a hiring manager. She said, I'm the one hiring for this position. And she didn't deal with it after that. I dealt with HR. I sent my CVs to HR. You won't send it to a hiring manager. This is how the conversation goes. The hiring manager is going to say yes, yes, yes to anyone because they need that position filled. So it gives you a full sense of security. So when you talk to a hiring manager, you call up and you say, hello, Mr. Smith. I've seen you recruiting for this position. Can we help? He'll say, yeah, please. If you've got someone, send them across. All right, great. What's the process? And it'll be, oh, you need to speak to HR. All right, brilliant. I'll send them an email. And what you do after that is, you send HR an email and they ignore it. He's obviously going to say yes because he's got selfish reasons behind it. He just wants the position filled. He's going to say yes to any recruiter that calls him. HR aren't, because they've got budget, they've got certain restrictions, they only work with a certain type of agency, the fees have to work their end, and they're a bit more strict with it. So they lead you down a full, the rabbit hole, so to speak, and they can't influence HR as much as they probably make out. Some of them will say, yeah, I can pick my own agencies, and that just depends on the company that you're currently recruiting for. I mean, I've had loads that have gone down the black hole. So me contacting HR just cuts out the hiring manager. Hiring manager doesn't care about agencies. HR does. They want the quality there, and they want you to obviously deliver on it, and they'll be conducting the interviews anyway. So yeah, hope that answers or clarifies your points and questions. But it does change company to company, so I don't think it's the case of, wow, there's one process, only HR managers you deal with. So, yeah, so can I offer my recruitment services to other staffing companies? Do staffing companies work with independent recruiters? Right, okay, my apologies. So, you want to freelance for companies, or you want to sort of say, can you fill the position? Yeah, so some companies do. Some of them are very reluctant to give you access to their job boards. So, you need to have your job board set up. So you need to pay quite a hefty fee for that, or you can do X-ray search. Now, if a lot of companies will offer you commission based, but they will only send you a job description and say, can you find this person? They won't give you access to the client because they're afraid you're going to steal the client. However, if you said to me, if I've got 10 positions on and someone I knew was confident and I knew could fill the position, I would say, yeah, here's 20%, 50%, whatever. But yeah, I know there's a lot of Facebook groups that you could possibly look at, and they're always looking, oh, we need a freelance recruiter, and if you're good. But the question is, why wouldn't you start your own agency? It's going to cost you £100 to set up a website, phone line, and an email address. Why would you want to work for someone else when you're just working for someone else and they're not paying you a salary? There are sort of portals you can use or websites that you can join as well with that. So yeah, I don't think it's the case of, they don't. It's not out of the question. Companies will, work with you, especially if you're going to make them money. So they don't have a problem with that. So, IMTV again. I started last Wednesday, I guess. It took me 2 days to make 100 emails. That's fine, no problem at all. I got 40 response saying, for now, no thanks, but we'll keep you on record. That's fine. So did you set up an automatic follow-up for them in a month's time? And you did target big companies. All right, cool. So yeah, that's not an issue. We're fine for now. Is a common email. We'll keep you on record means don't email me again. I don't want to hear from you. And that's just giving you full sense of hope. And basically saying, don't call us, we'll call you. So don't let them forget you. Email them again in a month. And just say, very politely, just checking in, making sure that everything's all okay. And has anything, apart from your previous email, has anything changed? Would you be happy to engage with me at this point? No, that's fine. Most recruiters won't follow up. They'll just take that as a no email. And I bet you probably did as well. So set a scheduled email to follow up and put it for a month's time. You won't even remember it's gone out. And if they reply back, they reply back, and you'll have an email trail to pick up from that. So don't go too big as well. That's obviously one of the sort of key points in that. So AJ, welcome. I don't know if you're still in here. I'm starting tomorrow at Haze for my first day. Oh, Haze. Haze, do you have any advice for somebody entering the new digital age of recruitment? Yeah, Haze ain't going to provide you anything that's new age, I tell you that. They're going to have the old school recruitment. However, Haze have access to a lot of PSLs. Will they give you access to it? I don't know. Haze have a very high threshold as well. Excuse me. They are a decent company to work for, and you can be semi-successful there. But most people only do a year or two at Haze before they look to sort of either get a promotion or they leave. However, my advice to you starting your new job is just go all in, man. Watch my videos, apply the techniques there, and if they ask you, don't show anyone at Haze where you learnt it, because I don't want them looking at my channel, for one, and they're not going to be as open to most companies. They're going to be like, no, that doesn't work, don't use it. Or you need to cold call, they're going to say to you, which is fine. And they're going to give you good training. So, in terms of the digital age, I would say you just need to be realistic. You just need to be a real person that listens to people and, not so necessarily listens to people. You just need to follow their process. They will train you well, but they won't train you. You won't be a top performer. You'll be an average recruiter at Haze until you leave. And believe me, if you can show me the top biller at Haze and they're nothing like me. So, good luck for your first day, my friend AJ. Well done, man. Haze ain't easy to get into. They look for a certain caliber of people as well. So, yeah. Any other questions, people, my friends? Do fire away. Happy to help. Let's have a look. See, I should organise this so people actually come on and do that. So I'm going to quickly try and work out some clients while I'm here. So I'm going to look at manufacturing. So don't forget to use my job board, guys and girls. Let's look at Indeed. And let's look at engineering, because that always seems a good one. And I'm going to look where I live, Ipswich. Let's just type engineer in the title. And what I'm going to try and do is trying to work out some clients. Let's see. Domestic gas and breakdown engineers. So let's look at gas engineer in Ipswich. What am I doing? Let's look at gas engineer in Ipswich for 32k. Gas engineer for 32 grand in Ipswich. And let's look at employers. Gas and breakdown engineers. It says OTE 40 grand. Could this be the company? So they want 3 years. Possibly it could be these guys. But that might not be the one. Let's look at senior infrastructure engineer. No, that's IT help desk. Mechanical engineer. With HGV knowledge in Ipswich. Gates and barriers industry. Field engineer? Is it an engineer? Mechanical engineer? I'm guessing these ones haven't been advertised. So we might try something different with that. So just having a little look, fill the gap while we wait for someone. How do we get contracts from hospitals and care homes? Cold calling emails are not fruitful. I don't know about that. Because most of them have got existing PSLs. Correct. It comes down to the fact that why would anyone use a new agency when they're having their everything filled at the moment? So hospitals are under PSLs and they're under frameworks. So you need to wait for when the framework opens up. You can call up, the hospital. They'll tell you who to speak to. You'd get through to the HR. You'll say, look, when is the framework available? How do I apply for the PSL? What's your process? They'll tell you exactly. They'll say, look, we only work with 2 agencies for the last 10 years. We're not looking to open up the frameworks. Or they could say, in January, you've got to fill in a form. You've got to bid and tender. Every trust will be different. Care homes, I would do the same. I would call up if you're saying emails aren't going through. Just let me know how many emails you're sending. I mean, if you sent 10,000 emails, I guarantee you, why wouldn't you get a client sort of thing? And it depends what jobs you're going after as well. So if you're sending, like you're saying, you're sending a lot of emails and they don't work, then you obviously got to switch to cold calling or go down there face to face and meet with them. That's the only other option. So I hope that helped. I'll keep myself to myself. Yep. Thanks so much. I definitely learned from you. Hope you can speak one day and meet. FY it's Haze Malaysia. Wonderful. Yeah, Haze is doing very, very well in terms of their expansion. I know that they're not focusing on Europe too much now because of it's not yielding great results, but they're looking to expand into Asia and America as well. I mean, I think they flopped in America. So definitely, yeah, good luck, man. Apply my techniques, and then hopefully you can pick up some, a good career going forward. And come back to my channel when you want to start your own agency and let me know. So yeah, all the techniques I applied, or I say in these videos, can be applied to if you work for a company, you're looking to start up, or you've already started up. We've got business owners that watch the channel and they train their staff in the techniques I teach. So it's not the case of, I can only use it if I'm starting a business. You can use it for everything as well. So if anyone has any questions, do let me know. Type in the chat. I'll be happy to answer them while I go back to having a look at seeing if I can steal any clients from. So what's this? Plumbing green? No, that can't be it. Let's look at P. Bowery Associates. Are they an agency? No. Maybe. They're not. Sounds like an agency. Arc Group. They use agencies. I know that. Let's have a look. Forks and Reese. That sounds like a company that I've known, and I've even clicked them. Oh, Forks and Reese, I know. Massive. Rubik's. These guys tried to headhunt me. Cheapskates they are. Cheapest company I know. Let's try and work out their client. Domestic installation gas engineer. Show number, I better not. Gas engineer. Employer. What was their job? Gas engineer, they're paying 300 quid a day. So what you want to look for is at times in 300 quid a day by, let's say 300, give you an average. That's 300. No, that's unbelievable. So this could be a temp little contract that wouldn't be advertised on here. So it's probably contracted. I'm guessing that could be British Gas, Concentra, or whatever they're called. I'm guessing that's who it is because I know they're in this area. It actually is because I know they're always looking for people. Let me see. Yeah, so I don't think that's going to be somewhere where it's, how can I put it? Somewhere where I could work out very quickly or do that. So yeah, Dragon Ball Universe. I love Dragon Ball Z, man. I haven't watched it for years. Reminds me when I was a kid. Hi Kaz, love your content. I've got a question if you don't mind. What kind of software do you use for your job boards? In terms of software, do you use for your job board? I use a custom theme. I use a theme on WordPress. I had a custom built one and I deleted it. I think there's still a video on my channel showing the old design on it. So what I done is I hired someone to design me a website. I think I paid something like £900 and it was a load of rubbish. It didn't work how I wanted. So I made a WordPress one. I bought a theme. I wasn't happy with it and I just bought a £50 theme. I probably spent about £600 on it, customizing it. So I just paid a little developer here and there. Oh, can you change this? Can you change that? And the software I use is called Work Scout Theme. And you're going to laugh because it's going to look exactly like my website. Well, kind of exactly like it. It's exactly like it. So it's just slightly more custom than my end. And, you know, there's little bits here and there and, you know, candidate map. So I think it's 50 quid. Something like that. It's not expensive. Yeah. And then you just pay someone. That's the best way to go about it. This job board was only made to help people on Indeed. Not Indeed. What am I talking about? It's only to help people on a channel, and then suddenly companies started posting on there. So I was quite happy with that. So I guess it's if you're looking to start a job board, don't, because they're very, very hard to get traction on. And I've probably had about 6, 7 conversations with people where they're like, "Can you help me set up a job board?" Or I've set my job board out and no one posts on it. So if you are looking to go down that way, try and buy an existing job board if you can with traffic. They're much easier to scale rather than you sort of making one from scratch, because I use my email technique. I emailed 100 people a day and that's what kick-started it. So actually, if you want to do it, do it. Ibrahim, brother, how are you? I hope you're well, man. Good for you to join us as well. AJ, thank you for your kind words, my friend, as well. A slight put off by how you said most people stay at Haze 2 years. Yeah, maximum 2 years, especially in the UK, because they're very, very sort of, they try and get cutthroat and they just exhaust. It's a conveyor belt basically at Haze. It's, you know, hire people, fire them, and believe me, you talk to any recruiter with experience, trust me, that it's a ton of people will say the same thing. And you only have to look. A good thing you can do, to give you an example of what to do, go on LinkedIn and type in Haze. I mean, you can X-ray search it. And let's see, what I like to do is, I like to see, let's search people. And let's search a recruiter. Oh, no, I need to touch recruitment consultant. I'm sure they call them recruitment consultants. They don't. What do they call them then? Let's just look anyway. That's weird. I must have spelled it wrong. So let's look at, try and find a recruitment consultant. What about this guy? I want to see how long he's been there. So he's been a recruitment consultant for 5 years. Bloody hell. Poor guy. Now I might turn out to be looking a fool. So this person is good because they're working directly with PwC via Randstad, which, you know, Haze are part of. Any recruiters? They've just got managers at Haze, it seems like. They haven't got any recruiters. Haze Investments. So this guy's 5 years. The lovely Katie's been there 6 years. Look how long it takes you to work up. 6 years to become a recruitment consultant? That's ridiculous. She's been there 1 year. She was a chef. Hats off to her. And so Haze, they'll give you all the speech about, we progress people and, you know, you have to achieve these targets and you can get a promotion. Well, I don't see it. Does anyone else see something I'm missing? Let's have a look at round the corner, Haze Ipswich. So that's more like it. That's what the timeline should be. I mean, it took him a year and 3 months to become a recruiter from an associate. Bear in mind he didn't have experience, but that's average. she's a trainee for a year. So if they give you, you can progress after 6 months, they're full of rubbish. I mean, you can just look at what they are doing now. So I wish you the best of luck, my friend, with that. And, enjoy your time at Haze. Good luck. Thanks for the information. I watched your old videos. Yes, I love Dragon Ball Z as well. Haha. Lots of value out there. Thank you, man. Oh, appreciate it. So I have a common problem where people call me and say, "Oh, Kadz, I need help with this, or I can't figure out this." And I say, I made a video just about that specific topic. Here, watch it. So make sure you watch all my videos. Honestly, every single piece of content is there for anyone to see. Hello, Tony. How's it going, man? How do you do? We just got off the phone as well, so wonderful. I'm glad I helped. So Tony, I've started a recruitment agency. Do you think I'm mad in doing it this time? Categorically no. This is the best time to start a recruitment agency. I'll tell you exactly why. The best companies at the moment were founded in 2008, 2010. So they were founded in the midst of a recession. And this is what we're in now. There are companies that are going bankrupt. So there's a little void and a gap. So if you can do a sort of position where you can position yourself in the market and you can pick up a few clients, if you can make money in a recession, definitely you're going to do that. However, you have to be selective with your niche. Some niches like hospitality, aviation are completely dead at the moment. I mean, if you're looking to recruit, I don't know, air hostesses, you're going to fall short of that. And you're going to be pretty much, up Shit's Creek without a paddle, so to speak. So, Tony, share with me what sort of agency or niche you're looking to start, or what you've started as well, and then it will give me a better understanding with that. So, sorry I missed this one. The analyst, hi, how's it going? I hope you're still in the chat. Kadz, I'm trying to get back in the finance world. I don't blame you, man. I love finance, especially operations and capital markets. Any tips for getting interviews, but so many rejections? Right, here's what we do. This is a good one. Everyone pay attention that's looking for a job. This is going to be the deal breaker, the number one way you can get any job. Now, I had a few recruiters call me and say, look, I've lost my job. I need help. I need a new job. Can you help find me? I said to them, did you do business development? And they say, yeah. So I said, what did you do? Oh, we used to call companies up and try and win jobs. So why don't they start to ring people and start to say, I'm looking for a job. I heard you're looking for a recruiter. I've seen an advert on Indeed. Could I present myself to you? They'll say, no. So what I want you to do is, I want you to go on LinkedIn, operations and capital markets. Can you name me a few companies, and I'll do a few searches here and I'll show you exactly what I would do. You need to work one day for free, or bring some sort of value or report to them that sets you apart from a normal CV that you send through a job board. That's what I would do. So if you're looking to do capital markets, I don't even know what capital markets is, pull a report in, send it to the director, a good report, and say, look, I've saw you're recruiting for this position. If I was awarded the position, this is my 3-month plan moving forward. And contact them directly. I've got a good friend, Rosanna, and she made a viral video for LinkedIn. She posted it. She's got a YouTube channel. She posted a video, and people started to approach her. This is the modern way. Don't be one of the old people. Like, all the techniques I teach are a position where it's not old school. Like, we don't call hiring managers. We don't speak to hiring managers. We go directly to HR. It's the new age. It's how things are done. Stand out a little bit. It's a tough market. It's easy for me to say I'll just call up or work for free. I mean, if I wanted a job as a recruiter, I would call up and say, look, I want to come in one day and I just want a cold call for you. If you're happy with what you see, you can interview me. Guaranteed everyone's going to say, yeah, come in. I'll say, I'll do it for my housemate if you don't trust me. Or would you give me a job if I could bring you a client? If you bring a business owner some sort of value, they're gonna do business with you. I mean, if someone said to me, I want to partner with you, I would say, no thanks, I'm not interested. But if someone come and said, look, I've got 20 contracts, I'm billing 100 grand a month, then I'll be interested in talking with them. It's That's the thing we want to sort of look at. So I hope that helped. I mean, I'm not a sort of if you really want to do it, find a coach that can help you. So someone that specifies or specifically looks at those sort of areas and how to find a job. I think they're called work coaches or some rubbish like that. Pay someone £100, see if they can help you. Obviously, pick someone worth talking to. So a deal. Appreciate your channel. I've learned so much. God bless you, man. It was nice talking to you earlier as well. So yeah, I book a consultancy call, guys. So yeah, I do offer consultancy calls. So if you do want to book a consultancy call, I offer it at the moment at £25 an hour. So if you do want to chat to me, I can chat to you late in the night, whatever time suits you. Provided it's not in the middle of my working day. So I put my email address here. If you want to email me any questions, if you want to book a consultancy call, let me know. It's probably the best way I can help directly one-to-one at the moment. So yeah, I will be launching a consultancy business later on, just specifically helping out people. So yeah, so Dragon Ball, I want to keep on building LinkedIn and then promote my job board through there. But it takes too much time because I can only invite 100 people a month. Should I continue or is it useless? So why on earth? Wait. I'm gold and I don't want to lose it. Should I still play ranked? No. Don't play if you're going to lose. If you're on tilt, don't play, mate. You're going to feed. So with regards to this, what you want to look at, this question, is why are you not emailing directly? Why are you messing about with trying to grow your why are you trying to grow LinkedIn pages when you should be growing your business? LinkedIn page should not be used to. Why are you sending traffic to them and building up their content? That's the trick of LinkedIn and Facebook. They want you to use it so you put the content on there. Why don't you put content? Have you done blog posts? Have you sort of done outreach? Have you contacted companies and say, look, I just want to put it on your radar. This is a free job board, no attachments. You have to offer a free trial with a job board, and then afterwards you want to look at how on earth are you going to sort of take it to the next level and then start charging people either monthly or per credits or access to CV databases. The job board market is won by candidates. If you're going to attract candidates, you win, and that's the best way to go about it. So I hope that helps. So yeah, that guy, stop feeding, man. I don't know who you are. Aquasquars. You sound like a feeder. My niche is financial services, such as accountancy. Accountancy's dead, and it is dying slowly and surely. I think, people will say, oh, there's a skill shortage. Everything's moving to software. It's just people to manage softwares and someone that just knows the law. There's not really anyone out there that, you don't even have to be good at maths to be an accountant. Software does it all. You just need to know how to do it. So in terms of accountancy, look at analysts. Analysts are very big. Anything to do with data is something you might want to switch your niche. With that, kind of look at the graduate market for some finance positions. That would be my advice. I would never touch the graduate market unless it's to do with finance. And maybe IT. That's my personal preference. So yeah, Ibrahim, yeah, I'm doing well, brother. If you want to have a chat later, drop me a WhatsApp as well. So yeah, things are going good with me, man. I just took the day off today, pretty much. Talked to a few people, helped a few people out. So I wasn't going to do a live, but I thought I'd jump on and see. I mean, how long have I been going? Oh, bloody hell, I can talk for England, man. 45 minutes, and no one's even talking back, and I'm just talking non-stop. So, hi, Kadz. Curious on how you keep up with a BD email sent a day routine. Do you ever run out of emails to send, or have issues persisted on these efforts? Wonder, when do you stop the follow-ups? I don't really follow up, to be honest. It depends on the follow-up. Given a certain situation, for example, if someone says, no, we don't use agencies, it's going to be a longer follow-up. It's going to be a 3-month follow-up, and I'm going to see if it's the case of, how can I put it? If it's a longer follow-up, or it's, we got a PSL, you might want to schedule it for 3 months later. They're not going to really remember you unless you go off the back of that email. And you're going to see if they give you the same answer. If someone gives you the same sort of runaround of the rubbish, then you know they're lying or they're just trying to get rid of you. Most of the time when people do reply and it's a no, they just want to get rid of you. However, when they're in a sticky situation, you need to be there, or you need to have alerted them to you at some point. I never stop follow up. I mean, there's never a point where I look at it and I say, oh, I need to stop mailing this company. I mean, if they're very rude to me and they say, oh, get lost, mate, we're not going to use you, fine. I wouldn't be interested in working with them anyway. But the 100 emails list is, I usually do it spread out over time. So on average, it will probably take 1 to 2 minutes per hour to find an email address through my methods. So I wouldn't look at anything to do with, I'm going to spend the whole day lead sourcing. You need to do it probably 2-3 hours a day. I sometimes do 4 to 6, depending on the day. So I usually do it in the evening, about 10 p.m. to about 2 a.m. in the morning. Reason is personal preference. I like working at night where it's quiet. My kids and my wife are asleep. I can just go to work and I can schedule the emails to go out later on. So that's how I do it. I sometimes do emails as I go. So I cold call, I send an email. Cold call, I send an email. So I don't think it's the case of what's the time frame. It's just whatever works for you. And I do spend Sunday as well, Sunday evening. So when I get off, I'm going to schedule emails to go out Monday. I might not do it for this Monday because it's bloody bank holiday, but it's, you can spend time in your evening. I mean, I've been on a in my car sitting waiting for someone to come out that I'm picking up. And I'm just finding 2 or 3 leads. You just got to find those little gaps in the day and what works for you and what your structure looks like. So hope that helped. And thanks Adil for your kind words. As well, real recruiter, you know it. There's no course selling, no rubbish with me, like those other bloody YouTubers. So don't buy any courses; they're ripping you off. All my content's free. Hello, Kadz. Thanks, dude. You have just answered my question while I was typing. Yeah, so fire away if you've got any more questions. This is a sort of open mic, and email me if you want to book a consultancy call. If you've got, if you need guidance on the step-by-step how to set up your business, how to win clients, etc. And yeah, so hopefully that helps. So, hi, what about the digital marketing sector? Let's have a look for you, Joe, my friend. Digital marketing. Marketing has taken a big hit due to Corona. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of research here, and we're going to just search digital marketing. I know digital marketing well because it used to be a big passion of mine. So we want to see, first of all, we're going to search digital marketing, and we want to have a look at how many. So this is not a bad number, half and half. It's half the amount of staffing agencies. I mean, I've worked in niches where it's like 30%, but this is 50%. So yeah, I would look at that. It's hard to find a good digital marketer. That's the thing. They all pay rubbish. They're either paying 20k. It's a very graduate entry level position. I mean, this will be very easy to recruit for. And what you find is these agencies, like if we just say, apprentice, no thanks. Ginger nut training, no. So I'm just going to show you what the sort of scope is with these companies and what they sort of look like. Typically, they're very small agencies. Is that even a one? No. Let me look up another idea. They're usually very small sort of agencies. Now, I wouldn't disregard digital marketing completely, but a lot of it is getting outsourced, so there's not much work here. I would look at media as a whole rather than so absolute digital media. I would look at the marketing industry rather than. So this is probably on the larger side of what you're looking at. So definitely email Ben. Send them an email. But with these companies, you have to look good. You have to be flashy like them. You can't just send a. Actually, let me show his email address. But you have to have a nice brand. You have to have a nice persona. You have to send a classy email because these are marketing guys. If you want to attract them, and they're agencies as well, they know how everything works. So I would avoid it unless you know what you're doing, especially with the digital marketing guys. So hope that answers it. I would definitely give it a go. And if digital marketing doesn't work, great, switch to marketing. I mean, marketing is a massive, massive, massive sector. and very underlooked. So it's still a nice sort of number on that. So yeah, I hope that answers your question, my friend. So many thanks for your advice. Watched some of your videos. Was interested in the kind of company to go for, or I don't know what in reference to what. Well, if you watch the 2 to 8 rule, let's have a look. Have I got it here? If you watch the 2 to 8 rule, it will explain every single thing that you need to know about what kind of companies to target, how to target them, and why you have that specific area there. So I think it's probably best you watch that video or book a consultancy call with me with that, and I'll be happy to sort of give you guidance and show you exactly who or what to sort of look at. So Joe, you're welcome, my friend. I hope that answers it. So yeah, Tony as well with the digital marketing. But they are quite small, but believe me, they're very cash rich, some of them. So they got money. I mean, they could have a few clients and then a lot of them, just do a few little tweaks here and there, and they actually charge them 2 grand a month on a retainer for the next 2 years. So if they've got 30 of those clients, I know one agency near me that's got 400 clients, they're probably charging them 500 to 2 grand a month, and they've got maybe 6 workers. And so I'm just doing the maths on it, and it's enormous. So yeah, don't be afraid to approach them, but you have to have a nice looking website, have a nice approach, maybe send them a video. I don't know, one of those things. So that's not to say you can clearly see that they use agencies. It's not like there was 100 out of 2,000 on that list. It's pretty much a good number. So yeah, thanks a lot for the great content, buddy. I appreciate it. I have some of you tried your effort, and damn, they are working like magic. Especially how to get clients from other agencies. I tell you what, you're brilliant for picking up on that. That is the best video I've ever made. If someone else made my videos and I just saw that video, that would be all I need for that. That would be nothing else. I wouldn't need anything whatsoever, as long as I've got that. That was such a beautiful video. I'm so proud of it. I watched it the other day myself, and I was like, oh, bloody hell, I'm so good. So yeah, I think that's a really powerful technique. I was trying to do it just now, but I wasn't in the right sector or right avenue I was looking at. So yeah, I'm glad I can help. I've got probably 5 videos that are going to be coming soon. Should I tease them? Let me see what ones they are, if I wrote it down. So I'm going to show you how to spec out candidates. I'm going to show you, again, another way to sort of steal candidates. I'm going to give you information about temp contracts. And then I'm going to say, a little bit about me and what's currently going in my situation. And the best video I'm ever going to make is going to be how to follow up correctly. And that's going to be, all these videos are going to be coming next week. So I'm going to be recording those, on different days and then sending them out. So it's really, really going to be some really, really powerful content. So I think I'm going to run until about an hour, unless it gets really busy. But, Arjan, how are you, my friend? So, hi, I've got a confirmation from NHS that I will be in the list international code of practice. What will be next? Do I get PSL portal? Or is it just a listing permission for contacting employers? There's no employers in the NHS PSL. What that PSL list is you're either recruiting domestically or internationally. And what they will do, they will email you jobs. So if you fit a wonderful, welcome to the channel. And what they'll do is they'll send you a list. So it will look like, hi, we need a nurse in, let's say, Belgium. And if you can help with this, let us know. So you'd email back. They're very slow there. And I think it's the case of a lot of people have been contacting them. Probably because I've sent a lot of people there, maybe. A lot of people who are interested in the healthcare sector. So I think, granted, what you'll be looking at with that is, just waiting for them to come back. I wouldn't pin all my hopes on that PSL because you'll only get a few jobs a year. I'll be looking to directly approaching the NHS in domestically, unless that's your forte with that. So explore, have a look. So yeah, we've got hi NC, how are you? Welcome. I'm glad you can join us this Sunday bank holiday evening. Hi, how can I get to supply nurses to the NHS? Get on their PSL and they'll give you jobs. Believe me, I've got a few hospitals under my belt currently. If you're going down the frameworks, you've got to be there at the right time. You've got to get the right information. It's about approaching all these NHS trusts. I mean, if you look at a job board and you search nurses, at the top, if I'm not going to be proven wrong, should be all. What have I done? Let's just search nurse. So what should be looking at is, have I filtered this? No. It should all be like trusts and hospitals. So for example, East Suffolk, look how many jobs they're going to have. So let's go to their careers page and let's have a look at all their jobs. What you want to look at is, nurses, midwifery. You want to see how many jobs they got on now. Wow, they're just full of jobs. So potentially that's a huge amount of. What have I done? That's a huge amount of jobs on at the moment. Varied restrictions apply, whatever that means, and all levels. So we've got a healthcare assistant all the way up to nurses. How do you get on this? Contact them. Email the HR manager. Just say, look, I'm interested in supporting the NHS, namely in the Suffolk area. I understand there's frameworks in place. How would I go about presenting, my services to the right person? What is the process? Don't sell, because they might say, oh, that sounds like a sort of breath of fresh air from the we charge 10%, the emails I tell everyone to send. Inquire, find out, email them, and just say how. They will say in December our framework opens up to new agencies who want to join. They onboard the agencies, and then you're on the PSL. You'll have an online portal like NHS Jobs, or depending on what they use, and it will say all the jobs, all the positions you can possibly recruit for on there, and that's how you go about joining the NHS. It's about emailing them all at the right time, working out and navigating how exactly you do it. The NHS is probably one of the biggest and most valuable contracts in the country, so believe me, they're well organised in dealing with agencies and approaches. So look to partner with them and you won't go wrong, but it's not easy to do. So is it hard to get in a framework? Yeah, you have to be you have to have cash in the bank to pay your temp workers. They want to see you got 50k in the bank, something like that. You have. Just a question. I thought you was going to ask, do you need insurance to recruit for the NHS, Tony? But yeah, 100%. Hello, Ali Z. So yeah, it's hard to get on the frameworks. It's I'm on a few, and it's no sort of matter where you can look at. Oh, you don't just send an email. There's a process behind it. There's an interview. There's a right timing. It's one of the most difficult, but however, it's one of the most rewarding. So keep at it. You will eventually, if there's loads of trusts. If you email them all every month, someone's going to come back to you with that, especially at the start of the month. So that's coming up next week. So make sure you get those emails out, my friend. Tony, just a silly question. As a startup, is it wise to have liability insurance? And should I charge VAT on my fees? So this is a question you need to be asking a finance guy and an insurance guy. You do. I get confused. With VAT, you need to be VAT registered if you're predicting you're going to earn, is it 85k? VAT registered amount. It is illegal to charge VAT if you are not VAT registered. So 85k predicted turnover. By all means, talk to an accountant. Predicted turnover, 85 grand, and that's what you want to look at. So if you like, for example, if I had an agency, chances are I'll be looking in the 85 grand at least if I'm going full time with it. So I would VAT register, even though I'm not looking at that. Thanks to you. Well, stop right there. Won an engineering customer last week thanks to your email template. Send me money. That's what I want to see, man. People that actually fucking follow this stuff, and then these are the messages I love, man. So make sure next live you can say that. Listen to me what I'm saying now. I'm getting to the stage where I want to look at how on earth are we um, why are not people successful? I need to help these people that are struggling. If people are just saying, "I just want to recruit for the NHS," you're going to go nowhere with it. It's going to take too long. It's a slow burner. You need a mix. You need those sort of, private care homes, nursing positions, with that. So yeah, don't be afraid to sort of look at how on earth are you gonna, recruit. Or what am I saying? I don't even know. So going back to VAT, it's illegal to charge VAT, but you should either incorporate VAT. So if you're going to charge, 3.5 grand, you want to look at how on earth you can, how can I put it? How you're going to incorporate that in your fees. Are you going to put your fee at 1%? So you can actually get paid that VAT that you would have not have got paid for. So VAT register when you start earning money. Go to your accountant and say, how do I VAT register without earning 85k? If you got predicted projections of, look, I've had 2 good months, I'm going to hit 85k, you can VAT register and you claim your VAT back quarterly. So you do quarterly VAT returns off of that, which an accountant can help with. So it's pretty simple. You just let your VAT build up, and sadly VAT just gets passed on. If you buy something, you pay VAT. If they buy something from you, they pay VAT, and it just goes to the tax man. So you do claim it back, and it's a tax expense as well. So yeah, just a question. I was trying to get a lady on my channel that runs a recruitment channel. I mean, accountancy channel. I was trying to get her on, and she said, I don't talk to people on the weekends. And I thought, I'm just going to bring you on the channel, and you can help people with accountancy and sort of, win some customers maybe. I thought to myself, if she's good, I'll use her myself. She goes, I don't want to talk to you on the weekend. Can we talk during the week? I thought, bloody hell. Talk about part-timers. So, yeah, I just ignored her anyway. So, yeah, my goal was to see if anyone needed help with anything. I was trying to bring a payroll person on the channel. They don't want to come on. So I've stopped asking people. I don't know if it's because my content's not that good or I don't come across professionally, but I just do what I want anyway. So, yeah, I'd like to know more about this engineering customer last week. So, tell us in the chat, what job have you got that you're currently recruiting for? Because I want to know what sort of engineering job you've got on at the moment, my friend. And yeah, well done, Ali. That's a good job, my friend. And is it worth to be on the international recruitment list? Yeah, of course it is. Why would it? It's obviously worth more to be on it rather than not on it. If that makes sense. So have a look at that, explore it as well. So any questions anyone has about recruitment, about my hair, about my funny moustache, let me know. Type in the chat, because I'm going to be looking to wrap this up shortly, because I've got a few calls booked in, and I hope it's been helpful. And then I've got to start making some videos for you guys as well. And yeah, and even if you haven't got a question, what do you want to see from my videos coming forward? Because I've neglected the channel a bit. I want to put some more effort into it and pass on some more knowledge. And I've clearly helped a lot of people out, and I know that. And do you want me to sell a 5 grand course to you lot? What sectors are the best at the moment? I'll type it for you, my friend. Healthcare, IT, and what else? Food production, cyber security. I can't spell security. These are the ones that are hot. I mean, I made a previous video on that. How to look at one's transportation. Well, transportation is always hot, my friend. Always. Anthony, if you are looking at transportation and you're looking at drivers, I'm going to show you something that will get you so excited. So nurses, as you can see, it's a 50-50 split. If you type in like HGV drivers, look at a massive split. It's more staffing agencies than employers. If you type in, I don't know, class 1 driver, look at the split. It's nearly double. Well, it is pretty much double the amount of staffing agencies. There's only a few sectors, a few job titles that actually do that. And we'll look at class 2. So drivers are unbelievably reliant on agencies. Like if you're looking to find something, it's double. Like you will have no trouble picking up clients in this sector. However, it's very competitive. It might be too competitive actually. But you only need maybe 20 drivers out on a good hourly rate, and you can be done for the week. So I wouldn't look at, you know, just drivers. I look at delivery drivers, direct hire. What's direct hire, man? Because direct hire in my world means, oh, direct hire as in, permanent. That means like, yeah, permanent is fine, of course. So, hi Kadz, can I have your email, buddy? Of course, my friend. Here's my email, kadstheman@gmail.com. It's on my channel as well. Have a look. How much do you bill? How much do you bill on average in a full year? What amount of experience? Forget the years of experience. There's people with 10 years experience that don't even make what I make in a month or have built in a month. So I wouldn't look at how many years. In a year, if you've got my knowledge and I've coached you, in a year you should make 100 grand. I think £100,000. It's the industry average for a recruitment consultant is £60,000 the billing a year. Scary when all these adverts are promising 100k guaranteed. 60 grand is what most recruitment consultants will bill. However, if you're looking at a high performer, it's usually above 120, I would say. Depending on the sector. Some sectors have low fees, some sectors have high fees. If you've got 2 to 5 years experience, you should either be a business owner or you should be in a senior director position. Recruitment is one of the fastest ways into a directorship than any industry I've ever seen. If you're a good performer, you should be at director level. Now, the unfortunate thing with recruiters is it's very easy to set up your own business. So once you know how to win business, place in those businesses, and help companies to find the right staff, you can say, hold on a minute, I've just seen Kadz Money's channel. I can go and watch his videos. He'll show me how to make it. And I've got my agency. So suddenly people always leave. So if you've got 2 to 5 years experience, you shouldn't be doing that. An average billing, you should be billing at least 4 to 6 grand consistently every month. And that's working, off no experience in a tight industry. And you're not really pushing yourself. 10k a month is nice, but you might hit a 3k month, you might hit a 12 grand month. It's an up and down yo-yo cycle. My best month was 60 grand in 1 month, so I don't know what you want to take from that through there. So there's a lot of things that play into part, and it's not, I can't say you're going to make 5 grand every month. You might make nothing in 6 months on one particular month, but then your next month might be a 16 grand month. So, and that's on a permanent side. Temporary is obviously slightly different. We have an internal recruitment team that handles the level of roles for the organisation. Thanks for reaching out, but we don't anticipate we will need this type of service. Good. Don't email them again. They got an internal team. So, what type of positions are they? Who are their internal team? This is about you knowing the market. So, if you know for a fact you're experienced or you've recruited for a similar position before, and you've got, let's say, a gas engineer, and it's in Ipswich, even big branded companies that have a big marketing budget can't find a gas engineer because they don't know how to sift through everything and find those people. What would you say to a company where, as you've advertised and you've looked for 1 month, and you spent a full month looking and you spent loads of money advertising, if they said to you, we're okay, we've got an internal team. If you said to them, I totally understand that, I totally respect that. However, write an email saying, look, I appreciate that. Thanks for coming back to me. However, these positions have frequented my desk, and I know even though companies with an internal team do struggle for this particular position, would you be interested in engaging on an ad hoc basis for this position or anything similar? That's how I would reply to that email. And that's all you can do. Thanks for getting back to me. I know this position is hard to fill. It seems like unless they've got a shit hot recruitment agency team, ex-agency recruiters, if they've got a bunch of HR lemons that are just posting adverts, they're not going to fill tough positions. Either that position is not hard to recruit for and they're confident that their internal team will fill it, or they got a PSL or they don't want to use you. That sounds like to me they ain't got money, bruv. Or they ain't allowed to use agencies. Their director said, look, I'm paying you guys in HR to recruit people, don't spend any money on agencies. So that means, that translates to me as we can't use agencies, rather than the actual what it actually says. And 9 times out of 10, clients will lie to you, and just stop them from lying to you, and just say, look, if budget is the issue, I wouldn't say it for this position, but that's probably the best way to reply, and just say, look, I appreciate it. I know this is hard to fill, or just take it from there. So I filled the NHS form which you attached to the video. I've got a response and I'll finally be on the list for next month. Wonderful. I hope they send you some jobs and you can fill. So that's usually the process. They come back to you, a month or so, or they take about 2-3 weeks to reply. So yeah, Ali, I hope that answered your question. Anthony, how much would you charge a client for a HGV driver as a rule of thumb? It depends. Let's look at a class 1 sort of ticket. So let's pull up Notepad. And let's say a driver's paid, let's say £20 an hour, yeah? I don't know if you can all see this, but £20 an hour. And what you want to do, national insurance, you're going to have a calculator to work this out, but I'm just going to do it off the top of my head. National insurance is at 15%, so you have to pay national insurance contributions, whether you do it yourself, payroll, or an umbrella company gets involved. So what that will look like, that will be £3 cost to yourself plus the wages, yeah? So that's wages. So that's the wage, yeah? Off of that. And then you got pension, which I don't know how much it is. I always use a calculator. Let's say 50p pension. And then you got holiday pay, which might be, another 50p or something. 50p. Oh my god. So 50p. So we're at £24 already. If you're using an umbrella company, they might be adding a little, let's say another 80 pence. So you're going to have to charge at least £25 to break even. I probably forgot a few things there. And so you're going to have to work it out in that sense. So it's always above 15%. That's the rule you have to take. You have to be working off 15% off of that. And that's the sort of range you look at. So you want to be in the 20 to 30% of whatever the wage is. That's the best way, simplest form I can explain it to you. I will be making a very in-depth video on temporary, and I'm even going to share my calculator with most people so you can all see how on earth you just type in the amount and it will tell you this is your margin, what you have to have. And it's not something where I can just tell you off the top of my head, because there's a bit of maths on it and you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to go to a client and say, yeah, we can find your driver for 22 quid and your cost is £25. Hope that answers your question. Like I said, I'm not a finance guy. I usually outsource it with that. So hope that helped. Let me know if it helped. Rocket Reach is crap. Don't use it. If Rocket Reach is the thing I'm thinking of, it's the email finder. It's rubbish. Completely rubbish. Use Apollo IO. It's the best one. Are you open to business propositions? Oliver, you sound like a dodgy fella that that you're gonna rip me off. But email me. I'll be very interested in hearing your proposition. I am always. No. If you're doing temporary, direct hire. Sorry. Yeah, charge 10%. I always tell people to charge 10%. I mean, I wouldn't look to charge anything more than 10%. If they're paying 35k, charge 10%. Pick up their business from there. Don't be afraid to sort of say, 15%. Then it might put them off a bit. But most drivers, you find it's a very temporary heavy market. I have hired permanent drivers, not gonna lie. But temporary, yeah. I mean, I've just showed you how to work out temp. Sorry, I misunderstood the question, Anthony. Apologies. So Direct hire, yeah, I would charge 10%, 10 to 12. Some of them might get you down because they're quite a stingy industry, the automotive and that sort of industrial sector. They might say 7%, 8%. So try going in at 7 or 8%. And no one's really going to pay 15%. And don't worry about being a new agency. It's more about your skill and what you can deliver. The person that wins in recruitment isn't the person that charges the highest fee. This is very important. It's the person that gives the best price and the best service. And when you put your rates up, see, don't listen to these crappy recruiters that say, oh, I charge 20% and I want a retainer. Yeah, but you don't make no money, my friend. So what you want to do is look at 20% and your expectations will be much higher. Your client will say, we want a driver with 10 years experience and that's willing to work nights, and so they have high expectation if they're going to pay that amount. 10%, they'll shut your mouth and get on with it. This is what I need from you. That's what they're going to say to you. So don't be afraid to not undercharge, because 10% of 40 grand is still £4,000, and you're in, I think, if you make two of those placements mathematically, if you make two 4 grand placements a year, you are in theory in the 1% of earners in the UK. So it's big money. You're in the top 1%. You're what them people are protesting about. Yeah? So good luck. And if find out about company is using a recruitment company using your stealing people, what you emailed them to instill them to you. It depends, Ben. I think what you're trying to get at with the question is stealing people's client video, yeah? So you want to know what to email them. Simple. Just email them your normal template. I mean, just email them. If you go on my website, I think it's kada.ltd. Go on there and just search. Well, I ain't even got a search function. Email. Just search email. And then you should find code email template for temp. Yeah, there's a few on here. Like, I should make this website a bit better, but I'll just email this. Hello. I think the bottom one's quite good as well. So hello, I just seen you recruiting for this vacancy. I'm recruiting for 2 direct competitors. I would absolutely love to partner on these roles. Willing to offer a trial for the most difficult position. We're currently working with 3 candidates locally, and would you be interested in sending a CV across? That's a very speculative one. Actually, this is the one you want to use, and you want to either put your rates in to there. So if you're charging 10%, chances are companies they're working with are going to be at 15%. So by all means, they'll be like, wow, if this guy's saying he's got people. So anything like that, and just adjust it slightly and just say, look, I specialize in working with companies in your area. You can even say, I've noticed, you're using 2 agencies. Are you satisfied with what they're delivering on? So yeah, I would just look at that. And Oliver, I'm waiting for your email, so you better send it, mate. I'm curious now, man. Business proposition. Yeah. So what about direct hire 15%? So Ben, I hope that helped, my friend. Thank you for tuning in and spending the time with me. You're welcome, my friend. So I'll put the link here if you like, so anyone can go and just use the template. I'm going to be testing a lot more sort of templates later on as well. So if you've got any questions, please post it in the chat. If you want to book a consultancy call with me, if you want to have a little chat later on, drop me an email. Anything you want to just ask, feel free to fire away. And yeah, I think hopefully this can sort of wrap up the video. If anyone's got any burning questions. I can't believe I've just spoke for like an hour 20 straight without anyone talking back. But I think, judging by anyone that's had a chat with me on the phone, they're probably assuming that I'm looking, I'm a chatterbox. So I love to talk. So I'd love to talk to some of you tonight. Tomorrow I've got more free time, and then I'm literally back to work full time, going in, trying to make the placement. So yeah, if anyone ever watches this video from start to finish, an hour 20, God bless you, but thank you for watching from start to finish. And Sylvia, thank you, I appreciate it. And yeah, reach out to me if you genuinely, I'm not trying to just make money. If you want to book a consultancy call, I charge £25 an hour, and if you do want to book it with me, I'm not even gonna lie. You're gonna think I'm lying, but people are winning multiple six-figure contracts with me, um, just from a £25 call. I'll point you in the right direction. I'll give you advice. You maximum you need two, three, four calls with me, and I'll be happy to help. So, Adil, I appreciate it. If you want to give me a call later, let me know. Yeah, just drop me a text, and we'll have a catch up. So yeah, guys, thank you for your time, and I'm gonna go have a little break and then back to work. So love you all. What did they say? Like the channel, subscribe, and all that rubbish. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. I love you all. Take care. I'm trying to write. Have a good night. See, Adil, appreciate that, man. She's giving me a shout out. So yeah, hopefully you guys have a good evening as well, and take care.